I don't like editing videos. I prefer not to edit this out. So let's just see how much I suffer here. Are you getting destroyed in PvP? 8 battles in and still without a win? We're going to fix that for you today. Guys, I guarantee you the answer lies in one of these 9 resolutions. And let's jump right into number 1. I think I might do this whilst playing live games with you, and also I will share some screens to resources for you beginners a bit later as well. First off the bat is counting energy. Are you counting energy? This is by far one of the most crucial elements of winning in Axie Infinity, and you just can't put it off. You can't be mentally lazy. This is needed. Which deck should I show you? Let's go. I mean, a lot of you guys are using beginner decks, so why don't I use this beginner deck and show you. Hit into our first battle. Yeah. Now, counting energy is counting how much energy the opponent has, right? Clearly, everyone starts with 3 energy, as you can see. And so your opponent is going to be starting with 3 energy. Now, I'm going to start this off with the carrot and the Sirius. Is a pretty standard play. Uses 2 energy. Let's see what they do. Most people are going to skip their first turn, right? Now, when I say counting energy, you also need to count your own energy to prepare for the next round. I'm going to go ahead and end this turn here, see what he does. He's obviously saved his energy. This is a great example right here. So we know that he started with 3 energy, and you get 2 energy per turn. So right now we know he has 5 energy, right? He's either going to save that up and go for the big attack if he does, but he might with his midline dusk. But let's see. We've got our energy ourselves. I'm just going to go with this. I'm going to get that combo, get that extra energy, get this cactus going. It might hurt me in the meantime. What has he got here? He doesn't have any backdoor cards, right? But I'll explain all that later. Right now, it's solidify this message that you need to count this energy, right? So he has 5 energy. Let's see what he does. He's used 4 energy. Here he is. So he's played 2 cards, 2 on the bird. Oh no, cuckoo. So that's a 0 energy card. So he's used 3 energy from his 5 energy right now. So next round, he's going to get what? 5 energy. Exactly. Right. So let's see what happens. So he's got 5 energy. He's got a 0. He's got a cuckoo. I'm pronouncing it like an American. We call it cuckoo. There's something like that. He's probably going to hit again based on his next move. So plant's probably going to die. He's got, this is where you can use your prediction abilities. He's got 5 energy. He's most likely going to spend it. There's not much reason for him to save it. What do? We load up on the attack, right? So let's use that. Is it dusk? Yep, there we go. Fire away and stack the aqua. He doesn't. Well, that's strange. He thinks he can get away with it. We will see what plays out. So how much energy did he use there? You counting? 3? All right. What's he got? 3 from 5? 2? He's got 4? All right. Something like that. He's probably got 4 energy now. I've lost count. There you go. That's how easy it is to lose count. So be prepared. Let's load this up. That's all I can do. What I'd be take him out. So he used 3 cards there. He had 4 energy. He's used 2. He's got 1 0 energy card. So he's got another 2 energy. You're getting the hang of it, right? So let's hope he's got 2 energy. I'm just going to double nut here. Pray. Man, I can't believe I used to use this team. Look at this guy. He's taking his sweet time, probably using a calculator and everything. He's got his spreadsheet up, running algorithms and macros in the background. Okay, he's used 2 0 energy cards to take out the aqua. What did we say he had? He's probably got 3 now? I've lost track. That's how easy it is. That's how messed up it is. Okay, let's go. What do we do with this final one? Do I want to load up? Let's just do it. Let's just try it this way. I mean, he's probably going to push for it. He's got first go. He's got the advantage. And he's got energy. Yeah. It's rightfully annoying with this deck. Oh, look at that. It's going to be a draw. Or not. And that's how counting energy works. Wonderful. Okay. Let's go to our second lesson, and this deck is very annoying, so I'm going to just try something else to show you guys. counting cards, right? We got counting energy down pat. We see reason why is you can somewhat, it helps you with your prediction of their next move and what they're really capable of. You know, in cases where they're not actually capable of using skill, you don't have to worry about building up the brick wall in terms of defense. Let's go into our next battle here. Now, lesson number 2 is focusing on counting cards. Are you counting cards? Okay, this little number is how many cards they have this turn or the previous turn. This is the first turn. So likewise with me, we've got 6 starting cards right here. I'm gonna probably, I'm gonna cuckoo here. That's all I'm gonna do. Remember the counting energy as well. I'm gonna stack that up, but with cards, we know he's got 6 cards, right? He's used 3 cards, so then he's got 3 cards in his inventory. And every turn, we draw a set amount of new cards. It's really a double aqua build. That's kind of strange. Anyways, lesson is every new turn you draw 3 new cards. So he's got 6 cards right now, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I use 1, draw 3 cards on top of the 6, right? These are set parameters that you can get used to so you can know what they're playing with. Let's hit up this button. Let's do the serious first and the aqua. Turn order matters. I am going to hit up this and let's end that turn. Right, so he's got 6 cards now, hasn't used any. He's going to have 9 cards, exactly 9 cards next round. We know he's got a lot to play with, so we got to get ready for that. What do we have here? Oh, our plan is probably gonna bite the dust, so I'm gonna play it this way. Do I even want to deal with that? No, I'm gonna save my energy, right? So we've got a ton of energy. Oh, he didn't do anything as well, so he's got a ton of energy and maxed out cards right now. Okay, so keep that in mind. Do you think my plan's going to survive? Most likely not, because he's got all that pent up energy, all those cards ready, just unleash his wrath on me. So I don't think there's any point in playing this right now. You know, I could take the risk, but it's not the right thing to play if he stayed that way. What am I going to do? I might actually wait my turn out, or I might use the hair dagger if I attack. Probably not. I think he's going to attack first with the aqua. So I'm just going to save it. And lo and behold, he's fired away. So why don't we let him have this one? He's loaded up the shield. And he's building up more energy. This guy loves his energy. So let's leave it. I finally got something. I mean, I have to do something here. So why don't I load that up, get the stun with it. I can save that for the end play. So hopefully you guys are getting a feel that if you're not actually counting energy each turn and cards and putting those together, you're putting yourself at a severe disadvantage because it's harder to predict and you're really playing that one level or that first dimension Axie. You don't really have that predictive power and ammo to think about what he's going to do next, right? So they're really critical to those are the 2 parts where we can get mentally lazy. I mean, in the first one, what I show you, I got mentally lazy at the end whilst talking to you and counting his energy. Like I couldn't figure it out. So you need to stay on board with that. Let's just do this one. What's he got? He's got carrots. So I probably have to dish out some damage first before I can do that. Get the croc in. It takes practice, guys. It takes practice and focus to think about, how much energy he has, what cards he has, and then layering all that together with the other things I'm going to go talk about as well. So you really need to focus. I don't want to lose. I don't like losing, so I'm going to focus right here. I'm going to go quiet for a little bit or just mutter to myself to see if I can win this one. And then we will move into number 3, which is positioning your Axies. Thanks for bearing with me, guys. But hopefully we can play this out and show you guys. So there we go. Well, if you find yourself losing track, look up here. So what did he have last turn? 3. All right. What are we going to go with? What does he have? He's probably going to chuck stuff at me. I'm going to go with this. Very good. Steal some of his energy off him. And we will wrap this up with this right here. Get to reflect some of that damage on him. And I think I should just be able to take him out at the end. Lovely. There we go. All right, that's the second battle in a row won. So lesson 1, reiterating, count your energy. Number 2, count your cards. Count them together with focus. Now, if you're still struggling, what is going on? Maybe it's positioning Axies. Let's have a look at this team right here. So in that case, if I position my Axie here, for example, what would happen? Well, when my plant gets taken out, there's a 50-50 chance when they attack, they will attack my Dusk or they will attack my Reptile, right? So you need to think strategically. The reason I had my Reptile here, or my damage reflector Reptile here at the back with the steel energy, is that I can grind it out in that last bit when it's a one-on-one, like you saw in that last game. If I had it here and it gets taken out by a beast early on, then I'm stuck with this Dusk widget, which is good, but it might not be suitable for the end gameplay and what people are positioning. So if you find yourself struggling, play around with the positioning. It might be different. God forbid you have your fucking... Oh, I shouldn't swear. Almost swore. Don't have your plant back there, obviously. I'm sure you guys are not doing that, but if you have something completely weird and messed up like that, that's an easy fix. Fix it. Otherwise, it's testing around the order. You know, sometimes it works well like that. If you have a Growler, you might want to move it to the back as well. That could be a reason. That's relatively minor. Timing of cards. I think you saw the timing of cards played just then. In terms of timing, I won't go through another battle and waste your time. But I think, you know, just talking about timing of cards, if you, at the start, if you think about loading, if you have a lot of energy cards, like say a Nemo, there's sometimes not much point in loading up a double Nemo onto it. You know, you got all that energy, but no cards to use on at the start. So really need to time those cards. And then speaking of cards, I forgot to mention, so the draw on cards, right, is important. The cycle is that for each Axie, I'm going to go into one, say for this plat, you can draw it twice. You can draw up to 2 of the cards until a fresh cycle goes by. So what does that actually mean? Sorry, I need to explain that properly. Say if you got a pumpkin, you use the pumpkin, that's great. And you got another pumpkin, so you use 2 pumpkins. Another pumpkin will not pop by until 2 of these other cards will be drawn, right? So you need to factor that in, and your opponent knows that as well. So if you load up double pumpkin on your first round, he doesn't do anything. You just wasted your pumpkins, and you basically don't have a pumpkin shell on your plant to tank anymore, and he's going to load up on the next round, and your plant is bye-bye. Keep that in mind. Likewise for him, if he's trigger happy and he loads up on 2 Sirius, 2 pumpkin, you know you can't steal your energy anymore, or have that shield. You can take it out a lot easier. Okay, number 5, is that what we're up to? Yes. I think you've got a sense of this by now. You need to be an empath. You need to put yourself in your opponent's shoes, right? I think we need a battle to show you this one. So let's go into another battle. Get into the habit of checking their Axies at the start of the battle. You got a bit of time. You need to go through and read their Axies. So all you do is just click their Axies. So let's have a look. The plant, it's a pretty standard build. Prickly track, yeah, you can disable range cards. Familiarize yourself with these. Look at what they are capable of doing, and then you can put yourself in your opponent's shoes and figure out what are they likely going to do, right? With the double aqua, they usually want to dish out damage, like he is right now, early on, without a beast or a mech. So we can kind of figure that out. Now, what are we doing here? I'm not playing optimally while I talk to you guys, but that's something to really think about. Let's have a look. So he's timed it. We know he's got pumpkin, so it's capable of blocking. I like to refresh my memory. I can't really count cards and energy at the same time memorizing everything up front. So you can always click it just to find out. He's probably going to use Tail Slap to get a bit more energy next round. Not this one, because he's got energy saved up. This is a great time for me to actually... Oh, he doesn't have carrot, so I could load this up first this way and skip it. They're going to go for my Dusk, which means I can leave it like that. Oh, yes, he's probably going to load up on his aquas. There you go, right on cue. Perfect. So as you can see how I'm just watching, you know, what is likely to be doing from his cards, as well as how much damage and shield that's available to him. Now he's just loaded up. He's probably going to play another 2, and maybe even with a Nemo, might load up like this. Just hold off for now. Be surprised if he doesn't play Nemo now to get more energy so he can load up for his next attack. Take your sweet time. I am surprised. There you go. He tried to take me out in one go. It did not work. Can steal an energy off him and I can prepare. And I could probably do that again, actually. Lesson 2, there we go. He spent 3 cards. That counter goes down. Next round, he will have 8 cards again. And he's really not using his Nemo, which is a bit strange to me, but okay. What we got? Let's load up on some Croc. Maybe he's not that good. I need to find a more challenging opponent. But I hope you guys see the point that once you combine everything together, again, it's all working towards this point where you can make the best educated guess as to what the opponent's going to do in terms of their next move, the move after, and the move after that. Alrighty, I think I am going to sacrifice one of my Dusk. I'll load up on that. Okay, he doesn't even take out my Dusk. I think he's given up. He uses a Nemo by itself. Yeah, clearly this opponent is a bit tired. Let's just finish this one up and I will get on to the next lesson quickly. Okay, why don't I jump on to the next one? I think I will jump out of the game for this one. I might just quickly mention calculating damage. So you need to know how to calculate damages. I mean, I got scholars running a calculator on the next screen or on their desk calculating at the same time. So you're up against people who are just calculating hard math to the exact dollar whilst you're here just winging it. And not even counting energy in cards. I mean, you can once after you get experience, you kind of know the rough damage anyway of your Axies, so that's fine. You can get away with that. But in terms of not counting energy, that is just or counting cards and positioning, timing cards. Nah, it's just ridiculous. Those are musts. That's why you're losing. You need to work on those straight away. This guy I should be focusing. What am I doing? Okay, all right. Okay, let's wrap this up. Don't you hate healing backliners? Don't you hate healing backliners so much? I'm not even paying attention that he had heal. Here's a lesson in itself. I did not even see he had mushroom. I've completely ignored that. He doesn't have any range? No, he doesn't have any range, so why don't I load this up with the bulk walk? Do I need that? Why not? It's round 12 anyway. So he's just gonna keep doing that. How lovely. So I get to lose my first battle with you guys on screen as well. Or draw. This is taking too much time than I'd like. Okay. Well, this is... I don't like editing videos. I prefer not to edit this out. So let's just see how much I suffer here. See if we can get the clutch here. No, he's going to keep going for it. Alright, well, let's get out of here. GG, well done. There you go. Pay attention to their cards. Click and refresh it. That is the key lesson. Let me get out of here for you guys. Where were we up to? We're going to talk about knowing your classes and familiarity, right? If you haven't familiarized yourself with buffs and debuffs, please do so. You know, all these are pretty standard symbols. Attack plus, you increase your attack by 20%. Morale, speed, speed is so massive in the game right now in terms of meta. You need to know what happens, right? All of these, when I first played, geez, I saw a face here. I had no idea what that meant. I just loaded up on cards like a tool. Like, what is the point? You just kind of miss. So you need to know how these work. If you don't, read it, practice with it. I'll prepare other guides to show you exactly what it is. Same with cards, right? There's a card guide out there. I'll put together a card guide on our website, axiestudio.com as well. You need to know what each does so you can interpret it quickly. You know, there is a timer, so it's quite generous for people. Once you're in the game and you know what you're doing, you can focus. But if you're finding yourself, you know, running out of time reading cards, figure it out, you need more practice. That's basically what it comes down to. So read up on these, find out what each does, and before you know it, you'll be able to move and make the best judgment, you know, just like that. So keep that. Also this, I know I'm going backwards and regressive, but if you don't know the class advantages off the back of your hand, something else for you to memorize, I don't know, get some palm cards out, ask your girlfriend to test you something, right? You need to know that beasts are good against plants and reptiles, you know, water aquas are good against beasts. You know, that makes sense. But then when it gets to dawn and dusk, you got to keep that in mind. That's coming to meta as well. People, you see a lot more of those in play. Okay, make sure that's solid. This is the foundation, and I guarantee you're messing up somewhere there. If not, if you're still struggling and you're still losing, it's coming down to you either having a really dodgy team. It's time to work on the meta, right? It's time to see what you're losing to. It's time to watch more YouTube videos on what's working in PvP, what people discuss. If you have scholars, they'll tell you what's working, what's not. Like the first team I ran, the plant, beast, aqua, only gets you so far. Sometimes you need a Terminator. Once you hit that, you buy it, you might find out you keep losing to Kestrel and Gravelant, and you need to figure out the right balance there. You know, most teams work if they're good and well balanced. It's something that's quite old, and you really just can't push it. Everything else is nailed. It's probably your team. It's time to spend a bit more money and buy more Axies, test them out. Unfortunately, there's no way around that. Obviously, you can live vicariously through other players, but you really need to adjust and test it out. The other thing I'll say about that is you need to play with it to get familiar. And I mean, you know, several games. The first ones, you might not be used to the play style with your new team, so don't write it off just yet. If you get something new, somebody else told you it works and you think, oh, it doesn't work for me, you need to practice it, put it into play. The last one to speak about is rest, and I mentioned it before, is focus, right? I could barely bloody talk and play at the same time, so you can make those errors. Like that last game where I just didn't see the heal on that, would have played a lot more differently. And if you're just occupied by other stuff in your life, it's just not going to work, right? If you're not sleeping properly, you need to focus to actually win. You know, like I said, people are sitting there with calculators calculating it to a T, so you're up against a lot of people that are turned on when they play and tuned in. So that's what you need to do to sharpen up. Again, it's very likely your issue lies in one of those 9. Don't write it off if it's something soft like rest. I know that sounds foo-foo rah-rah, but it really does make a difference in terms of focus. Work on those. If you think there's something else, I'd love for you to drop it in the comments. Otherwise, give me a like. Subscribe would be fantastic so I can get the word out to new people and we can grow Axie all together. Thanks, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Catch you later.